It's up to you, New York, New York.
How we doing, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Richie Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast here on YouTube. It is our Major League mid-season report as Major League Baseball will be starting their All-Star festivities. We got the Home Run Derby as well as the Midsummer Classic, the All-Star Game, and then everyone returns on Friday to start weekend series all around the board. I'm your host, Richie. With me, my guy, Mr. Idris Salam, a.k.a. Bosco from the Bronx.
Monday, man. Monday, man. Hey, you, get off my cloud. What up, yo? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, bro. The rare 3-day weekend, which was much necessary. Got a lot done. Had a really enjoyable day yesterday with Noah, just kind of at the pool hanging out with his grandma and his aunt. Good day yesterday. Found a pretty good pizza place as well on her side of town. But on today's show, we're going to be doing a legitimate breakdown of everything going on in Major League Baseball, and I will be dropping Home Run Derby participants' predictions as well as our prediction for the Midsummer Classic. We're going to start it up with the division leaders here in the American League. Currently, the Tampa Bay Rays lead the pack at 56-38 in the American League East. In the Central, it's a two-way tie between the Cleveland Guardians and the Chicago White Sox. They are in a virtual tie. And the Texas Rangers have a very slim lead in the West at 49-37. They are fortunate with the Jacob deGrom glute injury of the timing. He might not actually miss any real time because of the All-Star break happening when it does. They might not put him on the injured list. He may be able to just maybe miss a start, a second one that would be, and then just kind of find himself back on the team. I want to start with the Tampa Bay Rays, Idris. Coming off a loss, but a series victory over the Seattle Mariners. They currently have a 3-game lead over our New York Yankees, 4 in the loss column, 3-game lead. The Yankees have played more games thus far than the Rays. This is a team, their first year back in the Trop after last year being displaced playing in Steinbrenner Field. This is a team that looks like they have the staying power to make a legitimate playoff run.
Yeah, I agree, man. We just have to see what happens as me and you spoke offline. I want to see what happens after the break. Can they keep the momentum? But there has what I mean. Each year after year, they do the same thing, and they compete, and with the roster they have, hats off to them, man. 50 wins, at the midway break. Best team in the AL. I mean, hats off to them. That's the best I could say to them, man. I mean, they're for real.
The Rays are for real. That I don't think it's out of the question could actually win 100 games or close to it. Jonathan Aranda, Yandy Diaz, Junior Caminero, that's their big three in that lineup. They are all producing. The pitching has been really good.
Yes.
And on days that the pitching isn't great, the offense overcompensates and seems to get the job done more times than not. Kevin Cash, in my opinion, should be strongly considered to win Manager of the Year. New York Yankees and them head-to-head. The Yankees trail the season series 6-3. And the Yankees find themselves in a similar position to last year, being the second-best team in the American League, but not leading a division, which means similarly to last year, you could be looking at a second-round matchup after the wild card round between the Rays and the Yankees. There's a lot of baseball left, a lot of things that can still happen, but right now that's where it lies. And in my opinion, there's a distinct gap between the American League East leaders and everyone else, because you got a Chicago White Sox team that, in my opinion, is holding on to dear life. Cleveland Guardians, familiar position, finding themselves in the thick of it. But when I look at the American League Central, I see a lot of mediocrity right now.
I'm with you. I want to give shouts out to the Sox also, a team that's been bad over the years, and they're in first place. The Brewers are right behind them. I mean, not Brewers, the Guardians are right behind them, and the Guardians are going to be there. But we're going to see what they do after the break, man. Getting back to the Yankees for a second, it's crazy how we went 1-9 in our last 10 games prior to this one right now. Now we're 6-4, but we're actually a better road team than we are at home. Yes, we're 500 on the road. I mean, at home. But God,
I'm getting some rough feedback on your side.
Let me clock out and check back in.
Actually, right? You're clear now.
Oh, as I was saying, we have a great road record. Actually, we got like the best road record in the conference in the league, AL. It's insane. But the White Sox, we'll see what happens with them after the break. It's like with the Rays. I think the Rays will keep going. I think the Rays. I think they'll get 96 games. I think 96 because at the end the teams are playing harder, but they could get 100. I could see them doing it. The White Sox, you got the Guardians breathing down your throat. The Guardians are not going anywhere. They're going to be there. So I think the Guardians will overtake them eventually.
I think in the Texas Rangers case, they're where they are right now, but I personally think the Seattle Mariners, although they've underachieved in the first half of the season, are going to find a way to win that West Division. But Texas may be making some moves. One would think that the Mariners at the deadline might get busy. The funny thing in the Central, although the White Sox and the Guardians are the two teams that look sturdy at the moment, the hottest team in that division is actually, for the most part, the Detroit Tigers, who've won 7 of their last 10. They're 5 games under 500, but they're a team that I think has the roster to sneak in at the end and steal this division. And the thing with what's going on in the American League East, you also have a Boston team. We're going to hit on them on a Who's Hot segment. Mm-hmm. But the American League East could be in a position to send 3 teams yet again.
Yeah, so, the Tigers. Okay, good.
No, it's just if you've got 3 teams coming out of the East, that means the rest of the league is only sending their division champions. And nobody foresaw a 9-game winning streak for the Boston Red Sox. We'll hit on them in a moment, but I don't believe that these 2 division leaders, or 3, I should say, because the Guardians and White Sox are actually tied. If the Tigers get within striking distance, which I believe they already kind of are, I don't think they're going to be sellers. I think they're going to be buyers, and they're going to try to figure something out to make a second half push.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. When I look at the conference, the division, I'm thinking football. That's why I keep saying conference, man. I know it's early. But I think look at the league, AL, there's a lot of 50-loss teams, man. I think it's like 7 of them. And the Tigers are not out of it, dude. I mean, they're really not out of the Central. I mean, it can turn quickly, But we'll see with the Rangers. I think they'll make a move. They got the Mariners getting down their throats, and the Mariners, I think they need to make a couple of moves themselves. Shouts out to the Astros. Y'all suck, and I'm so happy y'all do. But it's going to come. I feel it's going to come down to the last 20 games, last 25 games of the season. Because there's going to be a lot of people maneuvering. I think the Rays are going to lock up the division. I think the Yankees will be pushing them. But after that, man, it's wide open, dude. It's wide open.
Yeah, I'm hoping the Yankees could win the East because I think they'll fare better in a series if they have home advantage against the Rays. We'll see. But, I mean, what the White Sox have done is admirable. Of course, they lost their big slugger. He's going to be participating in the Derby, Murakami. But I just don't think they have the staying power. Even their surprise starter, Davis Martin, has been coming down to earth a little. When I think about Tarek Skubal getting the ball for Detroit once every 5 days, I just view them as a team that's going to be able to make the right amount of moves. And I think they got just enough on the other side on the offense where they're going to steal that division. We're going to talk about who's hot in the American League. Our New York Yankees finishing the first half with a 4-game winning streak after 20-plus days of pure futility. They currently are 12 over 500, and that's good enough for second-best record in the AL. I already alluded to that doesn't help necessarily in October because they're still a second-place team. They're the lead wild card right now. The Boston Red Sox with a 9-game winning streak have approached the 500 mark. The high point of their winning streak was a 4-game sweep of the New York Yankees. They're currently in third place. Now, this is an interesting one because the Red Sox have been ridiculed by their fans as well as just baseball people alike that their priority hasn't been winning. But with the team currently in a 9-game winning streak after controversially firing manager Alex Cora, who's a multiple-time world champion, this team is starting to get their footing. They're starting to get a little healthier, and they're starting to become a problem again. And they were the final wild card last year. They did have an epic 3-game series with the Yanks, a series that the Yankees ultimately outlasted them in. Right now, they are like at the doorstep of a wild card spot. So watch out for the Red Sox in the second half, as a lot of their players who were underperforming or injured in the first half are now all starting to get healthy or just playing better or both. So the Red Sox definitely, in my opinion, have a shot here to potentially be buyers and force the hand of ownership to add some talent because this team does have some pieces. They also have a phenomenal infield.
Yeah, when they fired Cora, I thought they were done. I was like, you fired this guy. It was early. They still took a few lumps after, but it looks like maybe they just need a new voice in the clubhouse, man. Because they're looking better. They're looking much better than they look.
It's a weird situation because last year they traded Rafael Devers to the dismay of a lot of baseball people, and they turned around, got hot, and got into the postseason. So now they fire their very popular manager amongst the fan base, and now they're playing better ball after, to your point, a couple of steps back first. So we're going to find out that the Boston Red Sox right now definitely hanging around.
Yeah, we'll see.
Someone in the comments here, Isidro Santiago, as Rays fans, buyers too. Yeah, I mean, the Rays are historically not known for going out and being aggressive buyers, but a couple of pieces here and there could really fortify what they're trying to do. And yes, sir, the American League East is starting to look good as they historically do. I also want to make a slight mention that the Baltimore Orioles are also playing better baseball. I picked them to finish with a winning record this year, but to miss the playoffs. Boston is right where I kind of expected them to be because I had Boston and the Yankees as the top two in this division. I, of course, did not expect the Rays to have the overall best record in the division. But in case you haven't showed up and just came in now, I just got done praising the Rays as a Yankee fan. That is.
Oh, yeah.
Saying that I think they have the staying power to not just win this division, but to get close to 100 wins. And we're going to find out. But, yes, a little bit of fine-tuning with this roster goes a long way this juncture of the year, and whether people want to make fun of the Trop or not, it is definitely a distinct home advantage where the Rays do play very well.
Yeah, props, like I said at the top of the show too. And I've been saying for over the last I don't know how many years, props to the Rays, man. they're always been a thorn in our feet, you know. So, and they've always done it the right way, man. They don't spend a lot of money, and I'm not gonna say it's the right way, but they've ran that team very professionally. I'll put it that way. They really don't bring in a lot of big stars. They make up what they have, and they win. They win. So props to those guys, man. And I think they'll win the division. They'll push for 100 games. I think they'll get 96 because they'll get tough at the end. But yeah, shout out to them, man.
Yeah, the Blue Jays, the defending American League champions, definitely a disappointing campaign this year. It's a combination of a few variables. I honestly don't think this organization considered that they were going to truly miss um, Bo Bichette, who's currently a New York Met. I believe they do. Max
Me
Scherzer's a
too.
year older. Shane Bieber, a far cry from what he was as a member of Cleveland. Um, Junior Caminero, you're asking about him on the Rays. Caminero's having a career year. I'm going to hit on him in a second. But these Blue Jays, they don't have the same look as they did a year ago. I also want to go as far as saying that former Yankee legend Don Mattingly was very vital as the second in command on that team. Vladimir Guerrero is having his worst season as a pro. There are other personal variables going into that, but the Jays are currently in last place, which is quite a stunner when you consider that this team was one victory away from becoming World Series champions. They had two opportunities in Canada to get it done, but the Dodgers would not be denied. That was one of the greatest World Series I've witnessed probably since 2001 when the Diamondbacks edged out my Yankees when the Yankees are going for a four-peat. But this Blue Jays team, I don't see them turning it around well enough to get back into the race. I think this is going to be the kind of situation where they're going to have to go back to the drawing board and figure out, are they going to be closer to being that team that won a pennant, or did their window close? And that's always in baseball a very curious question because things change quick.
Yeah, I'm with you. I had the Rays. I mean, not the Rays. The Jays. I had them third. I think it'd be Tampa. Well, I had the Yankees first, and Yankees, Rays, and then the Jays. I'm kind of surprised that they're in last place. Really surprised. I had Boston in last place, and I had the Orioles like right above, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
There are
I'm
a lot of
surprised.
injuries contributing, but also, like I said, when you go deeper into the previous season and you come up that close to winning it, but you come up short, it takes a lot out of you.
Yeah, it does.
And
And
I personally think that they struggled with that, the way they lost that series, just as much as just the rigors of a new season.
yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. Yeah, yeah. Wow. I'm just shocked that they fell so far down. They went to basically first place to last place, and it's like, wow. Like, and I understand injuries, but God, Lee, they just look bad, man.
Yeah, Trey Savage didn't start the season with them. He missed a chunk of the beginning of the year. As I alluded to, I don't think bringing back Max Scherzer was like their top choice, but it kind of just happened that way. Shane
Yeah.
Bieber was a great pitcher. I just don't view him as that anymore.
Nah, nah. You get to a point in your career where you say, okay, I don't have it. I don't know. It's sell, man. You get the midway break. You're not going anywhere. Scrap it.
Mr.
I mean, I know you. I
Santiago,
know.
I believe the Rays last year, it had a lot to do with being displaced. Playing in Steinbrenner Field, although it was a good gesture by the Yankees to make sure that they had a home after the terrible hurricane of 24, um, the Rays, that's not similar to what the Athletics have dealt with. It's not a home advantage in Steinbrenner Field for them.
Oh no. Oh no.
But that new stadium that's opening in 29 is going to be beautiful. I actually currently
Man.
live in Florida, so I am happy that the Rays are staying in town for two reasons. I am a diehard New York Yankee fan, always have been. But I have a lot of respect for the Rays organization. It's not that same kind of venomous hate that I have for the Orioles, the Jays, or the Red Sox, especially the Red Sox. And the other part is I like that it's within shouting distance that I could see my Yankees on the road regularly. So I am happy that they are going to be giving the Rays a stadium that they deserve.
Yeah.
And pretty much since '98, bro, when they came into Major League Baseball, they have done things the right way. And I said it on a recent show. I think Kevin Cash has all but jumped Joe Madden on the list for overall best manager the Rays have ever had. Lou Piniella started with them getting the culture going. Joe
Yeah.
Madden did a very nice job there. He did not have that same success with the Angels. The Angels, nobody has success there. They're a bad organization.
Nobody does. Nobody
And I
does.
feel bad for Mike Trout. But, what Kevin Cash is doing, constantly being in the conversation for manager of the year, he's exceptional. There's not much more to say.
Yeah, like I said, the Rays are one of those teams that they're our rivals, in other division rivals, but I don't see them as one of our rivals that I hate. I got mad respect for the Rays. I mean, like you, I'm a diehard Yankee fan. I live maybe 10 minutes from the stadium, from Yankee Stadium. I'm a diehard, but the Rays are one of those organizations that I just have that respect for. Of course, I root against them because I'm a Yankee fan. But other than that, I cheer for them. I mean, and I think once they move into that new stadium, I think the crowds that they've been looking for, I think they'll show. And I think that'll make that team, because when you got a crowd behind you, when you walk into your stadium
I think
and it's
financially they're
ruckus,
going to be able to step to the table a little bit of the big boy.
yes, yes. And when you walk in there, you got your new stadium, and everyone's like, yeah, you play better. And I think it'll help them financially. And I also think it'll help them on the field. I mean, this
Idris,
is a
can you
great
do
move
me
for
a
them, man.
solid, bro?
Yo,
Could you drop the link for our show here for Mr. Santiago? I think he wants to join.
oh, that might be a little hard. Let me
Let
see.
me
Hold on a second.
let me take a look here if I can get this on. Can you, Mr. Santiago, do me a favor, boss? Can you please give me a place to send you a link, because I can go into StreamYard on my phone and get that going for you. Do you have an IG? And what do you go by on IG? And I'll be able to get you in here. Give you a minute to set up that. Or if you want to friend me on IG, I could send you the link via there. That is the RHJ Sports Podcast. RHJ Sports Podcast. We have a cover photo of OG Anunoby and Jalen Brunson. All right, brother, you get to that, and I'll do my best to get you in. It's always good to have another person to chat with here. And please hit that subscribe button. Thank you for joining, too. I appreciate you. All right, we're going to wait for him for a moment. In the meantime, I'm going to talk a little more about some teams in the American League. Idris, the Seattle Mariners, they were so very close to appearing in the World Series last year. This is a team that has never made a World Series, despite the many iconic seasons they've had. Of course, having the best regular season ever, but falling short to the New York Yankees in '01. I was actually in attendance for Game 1 of the ALCS, one of the last games I saw with my father. They had the transition from Ken Griffey Jr., then Ichiro was the face of the organization. King Felix, for a while, was the face of the organization. So definitely a team that this year has underachieved. The ERAs haven't been what they expected from their very deep pitching staff. Their closer, although he does get the job done more times than not, doesn't have a very favorable ERA. And Cal Raleigh, who had a season for the ages last year and came very close to breaking Aaron Judge's American League home run record, is having an awful season. And a lot of people are looking at last year like, wait, was this an aberration? So Julio Rodriguez is also dinged up. Now, despite all this, they are in the mix in a very mediocre American League West. But pitching matters in October, and I've said it before. I thought the Seattle Mariners have had the pitching to contend and finally get to a World Series. They have underachieved, but they do have some pieces on that particular team that I do like. Although I'm not a fan of his because of the heat he has with the Yankees, I do think Josh Naylor is a damn good baseball player. I also have high regard for Randy Arozarena, who's a former Tampa Bay Ray who was traded there a couple of seasons ago. Cal Raleigh, I don't know what to think of him because, like I said, he went from a Roger Maris, Aaron Judge type season with the home run metric to basically hitting under the Mendoza line, and it's just hard to figure out what the hell happened to this guy. And then,
I don't know, man.
Julio Rodriguez is a bona fide superstar, but he's currently dinged up.
Dude, I don't know, man. They don't look good, man. They're under 500, just to gain under 500, but they don't look good, man. I mean, it's good that they're in the West, because everyone in the West is mediocre, average at best. So I mean, it does help them. They do have a chance to win a division, So I mean, but God, they have the players, man. They're just not getting it done, plain and simple. But like I said, they're benefiting from a bad division. So, let's see what happens with them, man.
All right, I'm starting to wait here to see if we can get Mr. Santiago in here. I'm actually looking up IGs to see if I can figure out who this person is. There's one with a cowboy hat. I don't know if that's him. I guess we'll just wait and see if he can get back to us. All right, moving it along. Question for you, Idris. Detroit Tigers. Are they going to be contenders in the second half, or is their window kind of closed in the final year of Tarek Skubal, as he will most definitely be finding a new team next year?
Yeah, I don't think they'll make it. I think they'll make a good run, but nah, it's just too much, man. It's just too much. We'll just see what happens with the White Sox, man. Because this is new territory for them. They're in the first place,
That's so part of the reason why I like the Guardians and the Tigers to figure it out, particularly the Tigers. The Tigers played the Mariners in an epic first-round series, and that final game, if my memory serves me right, it was like 14-15 innings, something crazy like that.
Uh-huh.
And truthfully, I think the Tigers, because of experience, A.J. Hinch has been around the block. Fuck you, A.J. Hinch. Just want to say that as always. But he's a damn good manager, and he's been around the block, and I think this Tigers team will find a way. And when I say find a way, I mean win the division. I don't think they're going further than that.
No. I think in the end, the Guardians will catch the White Sox. You still got the Twins there. I mean, let's not just jump from Detroit to first place. The Twins are still there, and who knows what they'll do. I think the Tigers will make a good run, but I don't think they'll get a wild card. It's just too much ahead of them, man. It's just too much ahead of them.
I share your sentiments. We're going to flip it to a central team here. Chicago Cubs. A team that played the Milwaukee Brewers 5 epic games last year, lost in 5 hard-fought games. Are they a contender or a pretender? I'm leaning towards the pretending side.
Pretender.
Bregman has not panned out. That's been an issue. I'm not the biggest believer in their pitching. And quite frankly, the Brewers ran into a bit of a stumble, losing that doubleheader to Pittsburgh. They ended up getting swept. Pirates are much improved. I actually think the Pirates, if they get in, are more of a dangerous team because of the sheer fact in a short series. If you get Paul Skeens on the bump, that could be scary.
The Pirates, dude.
I think the Pirates, although they're a little bit behind still, I think the Cardinals are holding on for dear life. I don't think they're going to be there. I think the Pirates are going to start jumping a little.
Dude, that division is deep. Take out the Reds, man, and that's the best division in baseball right now. So, I think the Cards are far. I think the Pirates, with Skeens, you got a young team, dude, young, fast, athletic team, dude. They could push. I think they'll jump the Cubs. I mean, that's my opinion. I think they will. I just feel the Cubs are just, as my cousin said, fool's gold, man. Fool's gold. I think the Brewers will be there in the end, as usual. Hopefully they don't sell anything off like they like to do. But they didn't do it last year, though. Well, they did last year, but they still made a good run. So yeah, I would like to see the Pirates up there. Get a playoff spot because they're fun to watch, man. And let's see what happens with them, man. But God, that division, dude. Golly, that's a deep division, dude. So someone's gonna get left out. I hate it, but someone's gonna get left out, man.
Idris, I'm over here trying to see if I can get this link.
Oh, you're good.
There it is.
We got it. Okay.
There goes your link, Mr. Santiago. If you're still with us, click that link. It should be able to bring you in. Try again later. Not working.
You said what happened?
He said it's not working for him. All right. Moving it along, we're going to hit on the NL now. A lot going on all over Major League Baseball.
Yeah, let's talk about the NL. Braves, Phillies, Marlins. I think the Braves take the bit. Yeah.
Mr. Santiago, quick question, bro. On the IG, are you the guy with the cowboy hat? There was only a couple of people with that name. I was looking it up. But yeah, no doubt. Next show for sure. And I'll make sure that I got that on deck with the sharing the link.
Well, why are you doing that? No, you good. Why are you doing that? I'll talk about the NL.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the Braves. First place, 55-40. They're doing what they do. That's what the Braves do every year. They start slow, finish strong, midway break, first place. Third best team in the league in the NL. Phillies right behind them. Shouts out to Matty, Don Mattingly. He's getting his chance. I hate that he's doing Philly because if they win a World Series, I don't like Philly, but I like Mattingly.
I think the Phillies, though, it doesn't carry that same disdain.
Nah.
Or the NFL because that's the Mets' big rival, not the Yankees.
Yeah. That's the thing. I of course I'm going to root against them, because of New York. But it's not the same thing. It's definitely not the same thing. Marlins, look out. They may not win. I don't think they win the division, but I think they'll push for a good wild card. Because I don't see anyone
today. They would be in the playoffs.
They'd be in the playoffs. Because in the NL West, Diamondbacks, pushing it, but I just don't see it, man. I think it'll be more division leads, like you said earlier. But I think the NL East will get those teams in. I think the Phillies can make it in. I think the Phillies will make it in. I think the Marlins will. I'd like to see the Pirates. If I had to choose between the Pirates and the Diamondbacks, I'd like to see the Pirates in there.
I personally think the only team that the West is sending is the defending two-time champions over.
That's it. I agree. That's it. That's it. And that's it. Because everyone else, I mean, compared to the Diamondbacks, Phillies, Marlins, Cubs, Cardinals, they're 2 games up. And with Pittsburgh, they're basically neck and neck. No, in fact, Pittsburgh is a game up on them. So, I just don't see the D-backs making it unless they just go on a tear at the end.
And the Padres have completely kind of imploded after hanging with the Dodgers for a little while.
Yeah. Yeah, so with the Dodgers, I mean, with the D-backs, you're still in the West. And the Padres are still sitting there, waiting on them. So, I mean, I'm saying that as in competition-wise. You still have to deal with your division. You still got to deal with the Padres. Still got to deal with the Diamondbacks.
I think the final 2 wild cards, like in terms of the final 2 to try to get in for one spot, something tells me it's going to be between the Miami Marlins and the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Oh, man.
Because I think the Brewers are pretty safe to say that they're going to win that division again. This time they'll have the second best record in baseball. Dodgers are a lock to be the best record in baseball. Then you got in the East, I personally think the Phillies are going to win that division. I'm a little concerned about Atlanta because they've kind of been faltering after having a lot of space in that division. But, I mean, that's the way I'm seeing it. I say to myself, who actually presents the best chance to beat the Dodgers in the National League? There are not many teams.
Nah, it really
But I
isn't, man.
actually think the Central provides the most resistance to the Dodgers. I think the Brewers could get another crack at them and give them a better showing. And believe it or not, if the Pittsburgh Pirates somehow find themselves in the playoffs, I think they might be able to compete with the Dodgers and possibly catch them off guard. But it's going to be very hard for anyone to beat the Dodgers.
I mean, yeah, but you never know. The Brew Crew are only a game back, man, of the Dodgers, man.
Yeah, it's just after what I saw last year, it was just such utter domination, and truthfully, it was pretty depressing to see the kind of light work that they made them look like. And even the previous year, I mean, granted, the Mets did win 2 games against the Dodgers, but the run totals were so absurd that actually when the Dodgers had beaten the Yanks in 24, although 4-1, the series was only decided by like 2 runs. That series was very close.
Yeah. Yeah, we just couldn't get it together.
Yeah, Game 1 and Game 5 that particular season, the Yankees should have won both those games. I still think the Dodgers would have won, but revisiting that series, I think the series should have won 7.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. It's going to be tough down the stretch, man. I think the division leaders. I think the Braves are safe for the most part. I think the Brewers will take the Central now. The Dodgers. I think that's there, but I also feel with the Braves, I think Philly will push them. And for the wild card, there's a lot of teams, man. There's just a lot.
I got a weird
teams.
feeling the Braves are going to have a tough second half. We'll find out, but I think the Phillies.
I agree.
That division. I also think that the Phillies are in position to make a big trade. And I keep alluding to, when are the Angels finally going to trade Mike Trout? That would be the ideal destination for him to go to.
With the Phillies, I think they'll push Atlanta for the fact Mattingly, he hasn't been there long, and so he's still putting his game in there. So they're going to get better.
It's been the trend, and the oddity of this is last time the Phillies went to the World Series, they made a managerial change.
Right.
Firing Joe Girardi. This year they fired the guy that replaced Joe Girardi, Rob Thompson, for Don Mattingly. And the biggest oddity is that they're all products of the New York Yankees.
Right. That's what I'm saying, dude. And he's been in the system with them, but he hasn't had a full season. So he has this all-star break to say, okay, let's regroup. Let's come out guns a-blazing. So watch out for Philly, man.
Because truthfully, when we went over to Toronto, initially it was to apply pressure on the incumbent manager. But then when you win a pennant, it kind of limits your opportunity to jump the guy and take the job. But when his son is in the front office, Preston Mattingly, it's a win-win situation. Well, it's a lose-lose if they underperform, because then daddy and son get fired together. But that's not the case, because it went from Mattingly is here to just kind of calm the situation, low expectations. He's only going to be here to finish out the season, and then we'll figure out our man. And now that completely turned into, we want to give this guy some years. This is his place. He's got it now. And, I'll forever root for Don Mattingly. He came so close to finally winning a World Series. Everything was storybook last year for him.
Yeah.
But in typical fashion, similar to his career, how his career ended, yet another heartbreak. But I don't know if these Phillies are World Series good right now, but with a couple of additions, that could change.
Well, I'm going to give you my. I'm going to tell you what I really want to happen. I want the Phillies to make their run. Then they say, "Okay, you did a good job, but we have to find. You're not our guy." Cashman fires. I'm trying not to laugh. That's why Cashman fires Boone, and we bring Mattingly over. That's
I would
my
love it
storybook
too, but I'll tell you why I don't think it's ever going to happen.
Yeah.
Number one, in the Hal Steinbrenner regime, they haven't done the best job of preserving old Yankees. The other part, Reggie Jackson's a great example, but another part of this is similar to Yogi Berra. We know how that went when George fired Yogi, and Yogi stayed away for about 2 decades. Oddly enough, when Yogi made peace with the organization, he and Don Larson came out for the first pitch. And on that very day, David Cone threw a perfect game
Do a perfect game. Yes, sir.
against the Montreal Expos,
Yep. Now the
really
Washington Nationals.
a team that we
Yes.
just beat. Another team that they're hanging. But I'll tell you, if there's anything to pluck from that team, if he's getting waved around, I would love C.J. Abrams.
Oh my goodness.
Hell of a ball player.
Look here. Yeah, that's why I say I hope things play out the way it play out.
And that team hits a lot of home runs. We had the fortune of those home runs we gave up yesterday with nobody on base. That
Yeah.
Washington team hits a lot of home runs. And James
Yeah.
Wood, although in a losing effort, had a hell of a series against the Yankees.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, my man, I was yawning. Yeah, we'll see, man. You know, I love this game, and I'm young to learning the game. I've been watching the game all my life, but I'm actually learning the game, like players and all that. I'm confessing, your new, football, boxing, and basketball, my thing. But the more I learn the game, I actually learn the game of the players, you know, league wide. It's a fascinating game, and I love it. I love it. I love it, and I can't wait for the last. I can't wait till September comes because that's when it's all going down. That's when the contenders will separate from the pretenders, and we got the best of the best. And we always got that one team that you say, I don't know about them, but they knock somebody off. That's what I'm waiting for. Let's go, baseball.
And this is something that a lot of people really enjoy, the home run derby. These are our participants this year.
Uh-huh.
For the second year in a row, Pete Alonso not going to be in this tournament. And Alonso said he's trying to rest. This is the second year in a row. Alonso's not, and he was a staple in this tournament for many
Yeah.
years. Three-time champion in this tournament.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised, dude.
Yeah, I
I'm
thought
kind
for
of
sure he'd
surprised.
be back this year after his final year with the Mets. He didn't participate. But these are your participants. First timer, Ben Rice, New York Yankees first baseman, having a career year, 29 home runs at the break. Got another first timer, Jack Caglialone, who Alonso actually offered some advice to. We got another first timer, Munetaka Murakami of the Chicago White Sox. This guy was neck and neck with Aaron Judge in the beginning of the year before both of them unfortunately got injured. Junior Caminero, a guy who recently broke a major league record. He's new to this. Tampa Bay Rays, bona fide superstar, possibly their overall best player. We've got Wilson Contreras, a bit of a long shot here as he is the
Yeah.
catcher for the Boston Red Sox. You got Jordan Walker, a player I admire from the St. Louis Cardinals. And you got Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper, Phillies teammates. I think Schwarber is the big-time favorite to walk away with the trophy here.
I was about to ask you, who are you picking?
For my final, I am going Kyle Schwarber and Murakami, and I got Schwarber winning it. I got Harper with a quick exit, and I got our man Ben Rice with a quick exit.
Yeah, I'm going with Schwarber, man. But I'm also going to I'm going with the underdog also, Wilson Contreras, man. I know it's a long shot, but who
It would
knows?
be kind of interesting to see him. But you know what's wacky? A year
Yeah.
after a guy like Cal Raleigh hits 60 home runs, that he's not in this event. He's also
Mhm.
just been so bad. It's just crazy how things work out. Before we get out of here, Idris, who is your prediction for the All-Star Game winner? Is it going to be the American or the National League this year? I'm leaning towards the National League.
I'm going national, man. If Kyle Schlitter was playing, but I'm going national, man. I think I'm going to go with. That's a tough one to score because they just serve up pitches half the time. I'm gonna go high scoring. I'm gonna go 11-9 NL.
I'm going lower than that, considerably lower. I'm going National League by a score of 5-2. 5-2, National League wins. I'm happy that Cam Schlittler is not going to be pitching.
Me too.
I hope Ben Rice has a really good All-Star game. I'm pulling for him to prove me wrong on not only which team wins. but an MVP showing. I want him done and cooked early in that home run derby. It historically messes with people's swings. We'll see how it all plays out. Last question, Idris. Who is your World Series prediction? Who are the Dodgers playing? Because I think it's pretty universal that we expect the Dodgers to win the National League.
I'm going Yankees, man, but I'm not going with the Dodgers getting there this year.
Really?
No, I'm not. I'm going with the Brew Crew, man.
All right.
The Yankees versus their former AL foe.
As much as it pains me to say this, I'm going Rays, Dodgers in 6. Dodgers for 3-peat, although I want to be wrong. That's what I believe is going to happen. I think similarly to last year, the Yankees are going to fall in round 2. They're going to lose to the Rays in the playoffs. And that's about as unbiased as I could possibly be.
It wouldn't surprise me if the Rays got there. If they did, go Rays, man. I don't like the Dodgers.
Now, the World Series that I want is the Philadelphia Phillies and the New York Yankees. Because it's a win-win for somebody like me. If the Yankees win, we get number 28. And if we lose, Don Mattingly finally gets the brass.
Yes. And if we win, Mattingly maybe gets fired. No, then if we win, that means Boone sticks around. My bad.
Don Mattingly isn't going anywhere.
Yeah, I know.
And sadly, neither is Aaron Boone.
It's just wishful thinking, man. Let me dream. I'm still.
But I'll tell you who is going somewhere. The New York Mets. I'm going to call this right now. Next year, Alex Cora will be the manager of the New York Mets, trying to bring back.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Trying to bring back some functionality to a broken franchise in Queens.
Yeah, Uncle Stevie would love that.
We got football season around the corner. Looking forward to August. In August, we're going to be going hard on our division previews. I'm going to reach out to Zappy, who recently spoke to me, and he's going to be coming back on the show. I'm going to talk to him about combining his powers with Idris and putting out a weekly college football show. That would be really fun.
We're going to do it, man. It's going to get done this year.
For
Let's go football.
I am Richie. If you haven't already, please make it a point to like and subscribe to the channel, the Richie Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast on YouTube. We are on IG. I am currently in Facebook jail working on that. Also, make it a point to check out Big Bosco Productions on Bandcamp.com, where you can check out all of his musical endeavors. And also make it a point to check out our friends at The Basement Show, Johnny Nast & Co., as well as the Casual Convo Show every Monday and Wednesday night. Anything else you want to get at, Idris, before we get out of here?
Yes, one last thing. If possible, if I can arrange it, and we don't get in any trouble, I'm going to try to televise the Clarissa Shields fight in August. I'm going to try to go live with it. We're going to see. No promises, y'all. But that's the plan.
Yeah, that would be an interesting watch party. I'm with it.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Make it a point to check out the shorts. They will be arriving in a little while as soon as we hit the end stream button. Thanks for hanging with us. I wish everybody a prosperous week. We out.
Peace. Knicks in 5.
Knicks in 5.
Big Nick energy, we ain't playing nice. Kings of New York, ain't no rolling dice. Flexing on these bitches, we the real deal. Ain't no stopping us, this is how we feel. The Bronx, Manhattan, Brooklyn, the island of Queens, we ballin' hard. Fulfilling all our dreams, thugging through the hustle. Got that grit and grind in this Big Nick energy, we forever shine. So let them know we rockin'. From the garden to the booth, Knicks in the building, bringing straight up truth. With our heads held high, watch us rise and transcend. Big Nick energy, this is just the beginning. Big Nick energy, we ain't playing nice.